from the production studios of Epic Financial Strategies here in Red Bank, New Jersey. We are Infinity X, giving a stage and microphone to human excellence every single Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 8 p.m. Replay, weareinfinityx.com. We are Infinity X YouTube. And buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. I brought the swaggy attorneys back tonight. Right? I have none other than Rich Sanvenero and Joshua Cittadino. What's up, guys? How are you this evening?
How are you?
Good.
Thank you for
How are
having me
you
back.
guys doing? Excellent.
Dave, thanks for having us.
Oh,
man.
of course. Thanks for coming. Richie, thanks for coming back.
Oh,
Josh,
my
great to
pleasure.
have you here.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, each and every single week, we are introducing and or reintroducing individuals who are doing things in their communities that are at a higher level and things that are very, very interesting, things that you want to have exposure to. And their law firm has a hell of a value proposition. They have a hell of a background, a hell of a story. And, we had the opportunity to have Rich on a couple of weeks back. But Josh, this is your first time joining us on the Infinity X stage, man. So why don't you just introduce yourself to everybody and tell us a little bit about where you're from, where you grew up and how you met this guy.
Oh. Well, I don't know if we have enough airtime for me to get into how exactly I met this guy, but a little bit about myself. Joshua.
We're not friends. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Business partners.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately.
There's a reason why, Dave, there's a reason why I have insurance policies ready to go.
Yeah, buy sells, right?
Exactly. Hey, we'll get into that, but not right now. Joshua Cittadino, again, pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. Yep. Rich and I went to law school together. I'm originally from Long Island, Nassau County, Baldwin, New York.
Nice.
And recently brought my family to good old Jersey to become a Jersey boy.
There we go.
Yep, Jersey boy. Figured get my Broadway acting going. So,
right.
So me, my wife, and my son, we just moved to Matawan, New Jersey, and Richie and I opened up this law firm in Red Bank, and it's been a blast. I mean, almost 1 year in, and we've been.
Not even.
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
That's unbelievable. Let me ask
10
you,
months in.
Yeah, 10 months. I cannot believe it's only been 10 months. I mean, that's insane. And did you always know that you wanted to be a lawyer? Did you always Did you always know you were an entrepreneur? Number one, and number two, did you know that you wanted to be an attorney?
Partners with Rich? No. I wasn't sure about that.
How he got through law school is beyond me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It was one of those law schools that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely one of those law schools.
No, you know what? When I was young, I had an older uncle, Joe Forstat, big time white collar corporate attorney in Manhattan. He was always an idol to me. I think he whispered one time when I was about 5 years old how much money he made. And, from that point on, I think I always kind of knew I had a knack to be an attorney. But I never really took that path growing up. I come from a blue-collar family. Father and mother both own their own businesses.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. So
what types of businesses, just out of curiosity?
So in the 30s and 40s, my family owned clothing stores, men's clothing stores. They sold fedoras, hats, men's suits, men's clothing.
Love that.
My cousin Stacy now carries on the tradition and still makes custom clothes for businesses and people. But, my mother and father owned a Western wear store. My mother owned an art studio. And then over the years, I kind of just... when you work with family and you see what it's like to be with friends and family, you kind of realize that once you get to where you want to be, you want to work for yourself, you want to work for family, you want to be with your friends and family. That's who you want to surround yourself with. So fortunately, I got my little brother here to partner up with. And
there's no little brother.
No.
There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's what we call leveling the playing field, right
there. Funny thing is, we just took these character pictures, and this is going to be a surprise that we're going to have. And we're standing up, and we have these pictures made up for us. Dave, get this. So the cartoonist, Parker, makes us the photos. They're caricatures, right? They're cartoons of us.
Okay.
And Richie goes, "Why am I bigger than you?" I said, "Well, Rich, you're a little bigger than me." He goes, "Why are you taller than me?" I said, "Well, Rich, I'm taller than you. This is an accurate, caricature of what it looks like." He goes, No. Put me a little tanner, get me a little taller. I said, No, that's not what has happened. And in fact, he tried to put some lifts in his shoes the other day.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah, no. Put some lifts in his shoes the other day.
The guy had no nose in his cartoon. I said, you have no nose in your picture. I said, come on, that. That's his calling card.
Oh no.
Dave, it's called character.
Yeah. Okay,
It's called character.
ladies and gentlemen, the boxing gloves have already been dropped, right? You know, we are going we're going bare knuckle right now.
That's right.
That's
no,
awesome.
no. But to be honest, you know, after practicing law in Manhattan for a bunch of years and Richie working for the firms here in Jersey, it kind of just made sense. Hey, we both have a handful of years of experience. Let's put our talents, let's bring our talents to South Beach.
I just want to piggyback what he said. He's exactly correct. When he was working for the corporate firm in the city,
Yep.
Josh would call me, I'm working 2,500 billable hours a year.
100%.
I hate my life.
Yeah, I hate my
Well,
life. I see no light at the end of the tunnel.
I haven't seen him in the office in Sanvenero and Cittadino
Wow.
all year. I don't know. So I don't know if he's averaging the 3 years ago and then bringing it over for the next 10 years.
Did you have the hole in one or was it him? I don't know.
Oh. I had 2 hole-in-ones.
That's right. That's right. Dude. Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen those hole ones. Nobody's ever seen those hole ones. So Dave, don't.
I have proof, and I have people out there that do. And all of them are attorneys out there.
Yeah.
So, Richie, and like the last time that he was on with us, we got a real deep dive into the firm holistically, right? And Rich is one of the finest family law practitioners that I've ever come across. I mean, he really, he leads with his heart. He represents his clients. He represents his community. I've got as I've seen and what you're up to, brother. I just continue to be impressed. Josh, I've heard nothing but incredible things about you, but your discipline and what you focus in on is a little bit different, right?
Correct.
And that is cannabis.
Cannabis
right?
law, yeah,
So
absolutely.
Cannabis law, right? Yep. So not a lot of folks are really familiar with cannabis law. And so,
Isn't it illegal?
Huh?
Isn't it illegal?
That's what I thought. I thought it was illegal too. Yeah, but apparently it's not.
We can get into that conversation. We
But
definitely can.
what was the when you were working on at the big law firm in the city and putting in riding in your metal coffin on the way into the on the way into that position, not having that control, I can't imagine that you were happy about it. But what was that? What was that like, that experience, moving, and what really drove you and pushed you towards moving away from that and, starting this firm?
Well, when you work for the bigger firms in the city, and, I wasn't anywhere near the white-collar firms, but I worked for a pretty big firm. I think there was about 90 attorneys on my floor alone in Manhattan.
Yep.
We had 38 offices nationwide, and when you work for those firms, it's hard to build yourself up and to build your client up because you're a cog in the wheel. So, I looked at Richie, and I don't like to say this out loud, but I idolized him in the fact that he was able to be passionate about what he practiced and build a clientele and then be able to make that clientele be a part of his book of business. And that's when you really become successful as any kind of businessman out there, right? So, hey, I have a niche, I have a skill set, I'm getting more and more professional in that skill set. I'm becoming recognized in the industry as a family law practitioner, and now people are going to come to me for advice. So, that was always something that I wanted for myself. It kind of bounced around a little bit. Bigger firms, was not able really to retain the clientele that I wanted. So I think probably 6 or 7 years ago, one of my bosses wanted to potentially get involved in cannabis law. And I started looking into it, and it was something that I was always passionate about. I started reading up about it, and it wasn't quite legal yet. So now that we have the opportunity to run our own business, pick and choose your own clientele, hey, let's find something that I'm passionate about. Let's find something where I have experiences in multiple facets of the law that I could be a value add to that clientele. What do you need to be a cannabis business owner? You need an LLC, you need a business, you need investors, you need contractual law, you need to understand real estate. And these are areas of law that I practiced in. So if you're a one-trick pony, you're not really going to be able to satisfy and handle all of your clients' needs. Now, I was kind of a jack-of-all-trade type of guy, and I learned a lot of areas of law. So that allowed me to now jump into this cannabis market, something that I'm very passionate about, and allowed me to now build in an area where hopefully in the future I will be known as a cannabis attorney that's recognized in the industry.
Excellent. Excellent. Folks, we are Infinity X, stage and microphone, human excellence. We have Rich Sanvenero, Josh Cittadino, the law firm of Sanvenero and Cittadino. And Cittadino. Man, I knew I was going to butcher it at least once tonight. Okay, wait a second. That's the first time.
No worries.
Give it 3 straight. 1 time, 2 times. All right,
all right, you're out.
Appreciate it, Rich.
Rich, what's been up, brother? What's been up?
We had a lot of great things happening for us this year. Hopefully, right now, as we're watching this, people have the Yankee game on. Let us know.
Oh,
Are they winning?
No. My understanding is
Because
5-1 in the 8th. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Yep.
it's 5-1 in the
Yankees.
9th, and the game's over.
Yeah.
And then we'll on to Houston we go. But no, we had a really great year. Thank God. We, as Josh said, we opened up this year in January. Didn't know what to expect. 4 people. We have now 9 people in our office. We hired 2 other associate attorneys. We have 4 paralegals. We have an office manager, and everybody's a rock star.
9 months.
9 months. It's
What?
we're actually we need another building.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. You need a bigger boat, right? You're going to need a bigger
sure.
boat. Now, let me ask you guys a question, though. I mean, so that's rapid growth
Yes.
in one of the most challenging economic times that we have faced in the United States since the Great Depression, right? We got inflation at 40-year highs. We have markets that are going to hell, right? We have rising interest rates, right? So the cost of doing business has elevated, and yet you guys in 10 months have expanded dramatically. What's been the catalyst? Like, what's working?
I think a lot of it is not having Josh not even reach his potential yet. Like just having him come into a new area of he's not from New Jersey, so him meeting clientele in New Jersey, it's hard. I've been here for years, so it's a little bit easier for me. But Josh is doing an excellent job. We have, we rely on our support staff to help make our lives easier so we can do well for our clients. And when you do right by your client time and time again, that you get your referrals that way.
No, the lifetime value of the client, for sure.
That's
100%.
we live and die by our referrals. And yes, better economies, probably more business will come through the door. But it's not about that for us. We have a passion for what we do. We're not, yes, in the end, it is a business. We love to make money, but we love to help people, put smiles on people's faces. Real estate, that's a happy time. Divorce is not so much a happy time for a lot of individuals.
Right.
So you have to understand how to manage it. I manage those expectations very well. So, I get clientele that way. And from that clientele, we'll get real estate, we'll get our cannabis business, we'll get a lot of other areas that we do practice and focus on. So it's excellent. And I couldn't be where I'm at without Josh, and we couldn't be where we're at without our team. And our team makes us really be where we are, and that's where we're lucky to be sitting here today with you.
I love it, guys. We are Infinity X Stage and Mike, and let's shift the focus over to cannabis here for a minute, because it's an interesting topic. I mean, it's one of those topics where I have a client, really good buddy, who had reached out to me at one point saying, hey, there's a cannabis opportunity, right? At a different part of the country, right? For a couple of different reasons.
Did you try the product before you
I
did
did not try the product. I did not try the product yet, but you know what? Honestly, I can't do it. Can't do it, man.
It's not for everybody.
One, and I'm not I'm not endorsing that, nor do I do that. Just say no. But that just it doesn't. My wife calls me the biggest lightweight in the world.
That's okay. That's okay.
But but in all sincerity, though, there's really high profit margins from what I understand. Right? There is high demand, but I don't.
Great
know
opportunity for tax revenue for the governments. I mean that's
story.
Yeah. If people are going to do it, you might as well tax it and then raise monies for better our school systems, our roads. How many potholes we have in New Jersey?
Oh, 100. Yeah, but you haven't even crossed
how
over
many cracked rims have you gone through?
Cross over the bridge to New York, and you'll find out it's the exact same thing.
Wonderful
Absolutely. I love going to JFK every single time. It's a lot of fun.
I would say driving to Long Island, but who goes there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, that's right.
Nobody anymore.
Nobody anymore. Yeah.
The sixth borough doesn't exist.
Hopefully a helicopter.
So.
No, the way that I look at it though, Dave, is look, you have the green rush, right? You have an alcohol, you have a liquor store in every corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Big revenue, big business.
Yeah.
It's become normalized, right? It's a part of life. It's taboo, right? Yeah. You see commercials on TV in the Super Bowl of a dad drinking a Bud Light with his son, right? Is about to watch a game, or with the family dog. 5 years, mark my words, there's going to be the cannabis commercial on TV where it's going to become just a normal part of life. And that's what I want to help get to, because it's no difference. It's just as safe. It's actually more safe than I can get into the whole holistic aspect and health aspect of cannabis.
Stick with
over-
where you're good with.
Yeah,
You're the attorney, not the doctor.
Trust me. No, I'm not a doctor.
Our firm is not giving medical advice out there.
We're not, but
We don't
it
have
is
enough
definitely-
insurance for that.
Listen, there's no medical alcohol. That's for sure.
Oh, that is true.
There
This
is
is
medical
true.
cannabis.
You
So-
did hear that here
so there
first,
is-
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
First on Infinity X, there is no medical alcohol, right? But there is medical cannabis. Yes,
Sure
that
is.
true.
And the way that I look at it as like the green rush right now. I think it's before the big box offices hit the Northeast. I think now is the time for your clients like yourself or your clients themselves that want to invest in these cannabis businesses to get in now while they can. It's a new business. It's new development. There's a lot of area for upside for investors, for business owners. The way that I look at it is that this is a new door that's going to be opening, and every industry is involved. You just don't see it. There's attorneys involved, there's accountants, there's marketing, there's social media. There's every aspect of running a normal business involved in the cannabis business. Think about hospitality, think about alcohol. How many industries touch those two? Think about tobacco and cigarettes.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
You'll probably be able to DoorDash this stuff in a few years.
You know, it
Canada.
would shock me 100%. Yeah.
Canada just
Yeah.
released an article that said Uber's now going to be delivering cannabis.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is, but I just saw on social media that
Can-
was the case.
Cannabis is a widespread term, right? So are we talking about CBD gummies? What are we talking about
No,
here?
THC is, I think, 0.02 THC. There's a certain level of THC that has to make it whether you're intoxicated from it. So CBD, that doesn't reach that quite level. Some plant
okay, I
doesn't,
see.
reach that level. So when you're talking about THC levels, that's when you know whether or not you got to be over 21 years old. You got to, it's going to be intoxicating. So that's the difference with different types of hemp cannabis. So the seed itself, how it's grown, and then how it's burned.
And are people are people coming to you, Josh, to want to invest into the business and looking for guidance on what to look for and not to look for in investing in the business, or are they looking to actually form the business?
Yeah, it's more so the application and forming of the business. So I have clients that will come to me and say, Josh, I want to get involved in the cannabis business. I want to be a cultivator. I want to grow. I'm passionate about growing. I have clients that are botanists that grow fields of cannabis.
Interesting.
And they want to monetize it. So okay, let's figure out what we have to do here. Let's form a business. Let's find real estate. Let's find investors. Let's develop pro formas and pitch decks. Let's develop a business plan. And then we'll get into the application drafting where we have to submit to the CRC, which is the Cannabis Regulatory Committee of New Jersey. And let's submit these documents online and see if we're going to get approved. I mean, it's a very rigorous application process, a lot of red tape, but that's what we're here for. So, Richie's got great real estate experience. We have good business experience. We form LLCs and operating agreements between partners. We get investors that come in. Hey, I want to get 5% of this company.
Yeah.
What's that going to look like? Okay, well, let's look at the pro forma. Let's look at what the EBITDA is. All right, let's look what the projections are over the next 10 years.
Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is killer right now.
Let's see what the projections are for the next 5-10 years of you buying into a cultivating company or a retail company, a dispensary. Let's see
What
the
represents a
market is.
cultivating company, right? When you look at the pro forma, right? What types of multiples are you really would knock your socks off? What do you think?
I mean, to be honest, we work closely with cannabis-specific accountants that have experience to build this out. And
That's a thing also,
That's a thing.
cannabis-specific accountants. Man, I'll tell you what, this world keeps changing. It's unreal,
So
It's
it becomes like a Shark Tank, right? 'Cause you come in there, you're gonna pitch, and you're gonna, you want to be the
for
best
sure.
person to open up your cannabis business, whether it's growing or whatever in that town. And the town, first of all, has to regulate and approve it. So if they're not gonna pass an ordinance to allow it, you can't bring your cannabis business.
Is that a
inside of it.
thing though, guys? I mean, are towns why
So
would
the
they?
state will say cannabis is legal in New Jersey,
Right.
and then the town of Red Bank says, okay, we're allowing cannabis to be legal here. And
Okay.
then the town of Matawan might say no, and Red Bank might say yes, and Ocean might say yes,
Why-
and Eatontown might say no. So I know the town of Ocean Township only allows one cultivator.
Rumson's probably no.
Yeah.
Rumson's
I would
a
think.
no. So
Rumson's
only,
not-
only,
yeah.
only one cultivator is allowed in that town. They don't want lines of people outside waiting for a retail
Wait,
shop.
what's a cultivator?
A cultivator is
like
growing.
Oh,
Cultivator is
okay,
growing.
okay.
And there's
Understood.
different
Yeah,
levels of that.
yeah.
If you're a micro business, you're 25, you're 10 people or less, and you're 2,500 square feet or less. If you're a tier 1 cultivator, you're up to 10,000 square feet of grow.
Wow.
So right now, one of our clients is a tier 1 cultivator, and we potentially build on that. We're going to build them a Butler building, which is a 10,000 square foot warehouse, right? We're going to help them get all the variances and building permits for that.
And Rich, you do all that? You do that on the real estate side? Or is
Absolutely. We'll work in tandem together.
All right.
We're partners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, Josh is reading a script. You guys can't see it on scenes because he does not know all this right off the bat.
Guys, if you and ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question for Josh and or Rich, put it into the chat. We will get to it during the course of the conversation.
Please.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. But there's different levels of the tiers of cultivating. And then as well with the retail, but there's cultivation, there's retail. Retail is where you're going to go into a store and you're going to purchase the product. Manufacturing is where they're going to take the cannabis product, they're going to melt it down into a gummy or an edible of some sort. So there's different licenses that you have to apply for, and you're only allowed one license. So they're trying to stop what's called the MSOs, the multi-state operators, the big box office stores from California and Washington that have been established for 10, 15 years from coming in and taking over the New Jersey market. So for Rich and I, Rich's commercial real estate experience, him and I with the working with towns and building ordinances and variances, we're going to have a leg up helping these cannabis clients find properties, help them either purchase that property or negotiate commercial leases and get them the best advantage moving forwards.
Like Josh saying, it prevents the big guys from coming in, because how frustrating is it that we grow up in a town or an area and we have mom and pop shops and that no longer can compete anymore because price of goods or whatever have gone up, down, etc. They're closing their doors. It's, today's world, it's all about being unique and having something specific. And I think our clients in the cannabis have that opportunity to be unique and be specific in that area.
We are Infinity X, stage and microphone, human excellence. Replay, weareinfinityx.com. We Are Infinity X YouTube and on the We Are Infinity X app. And we're being joined this evening, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, with Rich Sanvenero and Josh Cittadino. I did it. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There's a pat on my back right there. See? Memory like an elephant. But what are the threats to the cannabis growth industry? Like, what do you see that, is it regulation? Is it, so let's talk about that.
Still federally illegal, state legal. So the reason,
how does that work? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Within the state lines, it's legal.
But
no interstate commerce.
Right, you can't.
Product can't go from state line.
You can't drive it to.
I see. Okay, so
Pennsylvania. Well, now you're crossing state lines. Now you violate federal law.
Wow.
Well, then you have to take, the reason why we hire cannabis accountants is because in the tax code there's this tax code provision called 280E, which comes about taxing Schedule 1 drugs. So
what's a Schedule 1 drug?
Tony Montana couldn't do tax write-offs
for
cocaine down in Miami.
It's
right?
okay.
Exactly. So what the federal government and the IRS want to do is they want to make sure that you're taxing the drug properly. So you need a highly intelligent cannabis accountant to really explain to you what the do's and don'ts are, so that you don't have tax write-offs and commit IRS fraud at the end of the year. So that's something that we don't provide accounting at all at the firm, but we connect people with a good team that will do that for you. So
you got a question?
Oh, we got a question that came up into the chat. What do we got here? I see the passion here. How does this? I can't.
I see the. I see the. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it, please.
I see the passion here. How does? There you go.
How does this help with medical conditions?
Well, we are not doctors. Just throwing that out there.
100%.
Let me take this, please. One of our cannabis clients, and names are going to remain unknown at this point. He's starting a business because his younger cousin passed away of a rare childhood cancer.
Got it.
Rare childhood cancer. The chemotherapy broke his body down. He needed to eat to sustain strength. He couldn't have an appetite. He didn't have an appetite. He started to ingest cannabis. Cannabis helped him develop an appetite. The appetite allowed him to ingest food, which allowed him to fight off the chemotherapy. He was able to battle through cancer for a certain aspect. At some point, unfortunately, God rest his soul, cancer did take his life, but the fact is that cannabis does have medical benefits. Find a cannabis doctor to hear about them. I'm more of casual cannabis user on a different level, but passionate a different reason. You know, I guess for medical as well. But you know, look, there are benefits medically. You know, when it helps with sleep, eating, whatever the case may be. But there definitely are medical benefits for the cannabis.
What are the other threats? Like, let's talk about Northeast for a second.
Sure.
Like, are there threats weather-wise? Is it, you know, like, I mean, what else?
The threats are this: federal government regulates and makes cannabis legal. Now all those big box stores, there's no federal interstate commerce laws. Now Bud Light from the West Coast comes and takes over the East Coast. If there's no state lines regulating where the cannabis could actually be operated, right? So I know in certain towns there's going to be in industrial zoning areas of that town. So we have to look at the zoning map. We have to figure out where in the town can we actually operate a cannabis business.
Yep.
And if soon as those lines disappear, well, now people are going to open up stores all over the place, and then all of a sudden the market's going to be saturated. So right now the market may seem saturated, but it's not. It's not even close to saturated.
Right.
And as soon as the federal regulations lift, then the market will become saturated. So, which is why it's a good time right now. For
Really quick, throw
Yeah.
a plug on how to get you, because this is right now. If people are interested.
Yeah, no, seriously,
This is a
seriously,
good
yeah.
time.
Well, and
Where
replay
are we located?
weareinfinityx.com. How do you find them?
228 Maple Avenue, Red Bank, New Jersey.
Sanvenero and Cittadino.
Sanvenero and Cittadino. The sclawoffice.com. Give us a call. 732-743-9665. Call me.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love
Right, you
that.
got to use your spot if you're gonna say.
Yeah,
you do all that.
exactly. You know, you got to capitalize on the spot.
Well,
right?
just like I had to help him try to almost get a trophy that he choked on our team.
Whoa,
So,
whoa,
I-
shots fired here. So what happened?
2 years in a row.
Okay.
I
What happened?
I don't even know what kind of story he's making up right now, Dave.
So in law school, we had making up. There's plenty of people to. We had flag football 3 years in a row. The first year, we had a quarterback that it wasn't Josh. It was somebody else that just was, wouldn't take constructive criticism well. We did awful.
Dave,
Josh,
you know the name Ryan Leaf? Let's just say that Joe Montana was subbed in for Ryan Leaf. That's and I'm putting Montana on my back. That's what I'm saying.
That's like about. That's one of the biggest insults that you can pick up. You know?
So Josh comes in, quarterbacks the year 2 and year 3, because law school's only 3 years.
By the way, Ryan Leaf used a lot of cannabis, apparently. You know?
And probably other things too.
You know, apparently. Shout out to Ryan Leaf. Though.
So Josh did very well leading our team towards the championship.
Yep.
We get to the championship game. Everything looks good.
I don't hear a negative in this.
No.
Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
The guy can't throw a ball. I try. I'm wide open. Can't hit me with the ball. It's time and after time. He didn't learn his lesson. I'm right there to pick you up when you fall down.
Sure.
And he tries to do it himself, and he fell down twice. And he
Dave,
cost
thank
us the
God
championship.
I got into business with Rich for law. His hands are made out of butter. This
Stone hands, right?
This guy couldn't catch a cold. That's how slick his hands were.
Do you guys still play sports? Are you still playing?
I played pickup lacrosse. I played college lacrosse back in the day. So,
Whoa, where'd you play?
I played at SUNY Cortland.
Did you? No kidding.
2-time national championship. Competed in 4.
Wow. Is that D2?
D3.
D3. Got it.
SUNY Cortland Red Dragons.
SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. Boy,
We're playing at Yankee Stadium against the Cortica Jug. We're playing Ithaca College.
Nice.
Every year we have a big football. That's the football team, but they're gonna be playing in the Bronx this year. I think second to last week.
Do you go up for alumni games and stuff like that too?
I just missed this past weekend our lacrosse alumni weekend, but next year, if the wife allows me.
Listen, happy wife. Hey,
That's right,
shout out
that's
to
right.
Melissa, my wife. I love you, honey. I will not.
Jennifer, I love you as well. Thank you.
Well, here's a name I know, Rob Leanne from Unblinded. Well, there you go, Leanne. What's up? So, guys, let's shift gears here a little bit, right? Because we've been having some fun. We've been talking about family law. We've been talking about, cannabis and all those things. Let's talk about from an entrepreneur. You guys are business owners, right? You have done a great job of expanding, right? You over 10 months. You're obviously, profitable. Things are growing. Things are excelling. Marketing innovation. Right, and everybody. I would imagine that it's a little bit of a foreign concept to folks that are either operating, in the law but you are very, very, very much marketers and salespeople. Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So, what are some of the things? What are some of the trade secrets? Without sharing absolutely everything that you guys are doing that's innovating that other people aren't.
Don't let Josh talk.
Absolutely.
Dave, some people are built for radio. It's this guy right here.
You're
Next
looking-
man. Yeah,
I tell Danny to shut off the Zoom all the time because I mean, look at this face. Bro,
He's the
you
best
know?
hand model there is out there.
yeah. No, you know what? I think you're right though. Like, you know, whether you're
For gloves.
whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, whatever industry you're in, you have to be a salesman. You know,
You do.
And a lot of the times, that whole old school rule of making 100 calls to get that one sale, it comes true. I mean, Rich is out there pounding the pavement every day. I'm doing the same thing. You know, we try to connect with as many people as possible. We're in different groups, different happy hours, different associations. We consistently stay on top of people.
Yep.
You know, and really what it's about for us, I mean, and I'm going to speak for the both of us, is Rich and I like to build relationships, build friendships. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, we like to build relationships with people.
I don't know what he was gonna say.
You know, look, we realize that repeat customers and referrals is a big source of business. As much as marketing out there has gotten pretty savvy with, you know, Google searching and all that.
It's very hard today. It's very expensive
it's
at any business,
insane.
and that's one thing. If you do start a business, it's so expensive. There's no cost that everything. It seems like there's a bill for every day for something else.
Of course there is.
And there's never enough that you can do. You can always do more, right? It's where's it stop? Where's it begin? Where's it end? And that's something that I don't. You know, we're figuring out as we go along, but. Marketing is definitely a big key because if you don't market, nobody knows you exist.
Right.
And if you don't exist, you're not in business. So, where's your what do you sacrifice? What do you not sacrifice?
What do you guys double down on when it comes to marketing and spending money on?
I think right now I would say like the social media presence definitely works.
yeah.
So for instance,
So
like,
let's talk about that because
Right.
you don't see that law.
So you brought up earlier, like,
although shout out to Sean Callaghy too, by the way. Sean Callaghy, Unblinded, and Callaghy Law Firm doing great things in social media. But go ahead, guys.
so like for instance, like you said, I do family law. I'm not gonna put up on Instagram, hey, congratulations, Dave, you're now divorced. You know,
Why not? You
Well,
know,
some people
I might
you
be
can.
celebrating it.
Right.
A lot of divorce parties out
I'm just
there.
kidding, Melissa. I love you.
A lot of divorce
There's some
parties.
people may, but most people are not gonna be happy
course
about that. It's not a
Yeah.
fun time in
no,
your life, right?
no,
But
absolutely
like with real estate, we'll put up closing pictures, things like that. And it's funny, from time to time, I'll go out and I'll have somebody go, "Oh, you're killing it with real estate." We do a lot of real estate, but there's many other attorneys that I know that do a lot more than we do. But people tell me I'm killing real estate. Great, no problem. And all of a sudden, you know what? The phone starts ringing with more and more comes in, where now we're killing it with real estate, right? So it works. That you just keep showing somebody something and they believe that to be true. Like with cannabis, Josh has been the face of cannabis for our firm.
And
It's
if
been
I may,
excellent.
you should change your phone ringer. Right when it rings, it should go. You know what was? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
You know, little Dre. It should be. That's what it should play.
You know what? Maybe
Anyway.
we will.
Yeah, but with the cannabis, I'm sorry.
Firm ringing.
Yeah.
Firm phone.
But no, I think with us, it's been social media has definitely been very helpful. Google, I mean, just who can never figure that out? I mean,
Yeah.
Google's great, but how do you get to first page rankings? How do you get yourself up? How long does it take? Those answers are unknown to anybody. Marketing companies are out there, can promise you the world, but it does take time.
Yep.
And it's all about content, good content that people can see and providing updates on new laws that are passed or new ideas.
Are you guys just marketing on Instagram? Or are you on TikTok?
TikTok is something that we're going to start building.
He my partner can't spell the firm name right, and puts so that TikTok's been in abeyance for the last month. I said, give me the thing. Oh, I don't know how to take off this. What do you mean? Parker said all Josh has to do is remove the number 1 and we'll be good.
Parker, shout out to Parker. You
Parker's
got to
excellent.
get this corrected. You got to get this under control.
Yeah, because
It's
Josh
great.
takes on him.
No,
Josh
no,
can't
no.
hook up speakers to a computer,
Let's-
but Josh
let's-
can hang stuff in the office. Josh is wonderful, but Josh can't put a computer computers together and get it working. That's me.
I form a TikTok page.
Yep.
And it asks the year of what I think it asks, what year the company was formed. It was really the birth year. So I put 2021.
Yeah.
Well, it means I'm under 18 years old. Which
He's
means
never signed up for any social media platform.
You can't edit the page. You can't upload a picture. You can't change the name.
no.
You can't do anything. So I called Parker. I said, I don't know what's going on here, man. I said,
You were born last year.
I have no idea. So now Parker had to create us another account, and we're in the
man.
process of interchanging it. It's been a little bit of a mess, but you know what? Look, you live, you learn, right?
They say you want it done right, do it yourself. That's
Yeah.
But who would have thought that TikTok
No.
would be a place where people would actually go?
I just read an article that said Google searches, like approximately 40% of Google searches are going towards TikTok.
Yeah.
40%.
I can't believe it. I
said-
really
said-
can't
I know,
believe
it's
it.
if you're-
incredible.
if
I don't.
so-
I don't
it
have
really
a
is.
TikTok.
Huh?
I don't use TikTok. I didn't.
Not yet.
You're missing the boat,
Not
brother.
yet. You're
I'm
missing
telling
the
you, it's
boat.
the Wild West. You
Yeah.
know, and what's amazing too is that
But here's my thing, real quick. You remember we used to be able to sit somewhere and focus.
Yeah.
Everything keeps coming. 7 seconds, 10. There's no more focus anymore.
Zero.
Zero
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah. Well, and that's where you have to adapt and you have to innovate
Yes.
with social media as well, right? You know, I mean, so that goes from long
Yep.
video to what? To reels.
Yeah.
Right? You know, to reels, to shorts, to all of these things because people's
How much shorter can you get than 7 seconds?
Look,
my attention span is about 2. You know,
Facebook started off as connect to friends in college. Now it's the biggest marketing business in the
MySpace.
world.
Remember that?
Yeah,
MySpace?
MySpace.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
we all know MySpace.
I had Tom
baby.
as a friend.
Huh?
I had Tom as a friend.
Hey, MySpace, Facebook.
Top
So
8.
now
Yeah,
TikTok,
top 8.
TikTok, and then whatever company comes out next, we're gonna have to be ready to jump on that boat and make that transition quick. You know, a lot of people during COVID use social media platforms as a business builder. You either died or you survived. So I think over the next year, I think Rich and I are gonna really pour a lot of investment money into social media marketing to help build our firm like
I think
that.
you're smart.
What,
Yeah.
what does the audience use? Do they use TikTok, Facebook, Instagram? Like, I want to kind of know if we
know,
poll, if people
well,
could just write down
yeah,
what they
sure,
use.
absolutely.
Because that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
to
ladies
know.
and gentlemen, put into the chat what you're using, what areas that you would like to see more more business and/or positive content put out there. That yes, make TikToks. I hear from Jordan Greco. Thank you. Shout out to Jordan.
Jordan.
Thank you. What's up, Jordan?
Jordan was an intern of ours. She's
Yes.
in law school right now.
She's at our alma mater at Barry University.
Okay, shout out to Jordan. Love that.
Fantastic.
So Barry University is the reason why we're sitting here.
Yeah.
Josh goes, nah.
Don't stop it. Don't even bring that up right now. Don't even.
Every day we.
Don't even bring this up.
Facebook and IG definitely reels. Nikhil Bond. Nikhil, shout out to you, my brother. Keep bringing it every single week. I appreciate you, buddy. Guys, what's the next chapter for the S&C law firm?
The office in Florida.
Let's talk about that. Okay.
Well,
No.
I am the only licensed attorney for Florida, so I will be snowbirding.
I'm a mediator in Florida. I'm a licensed
Rich
mediator
will be
in
up
Florida.
here in the cold,
Yeah.
taking on the snow and plowing the driveway.
How fast the S will be?
And
How fast the C will be off that sign?
Yeah, and I'll be the one managing the Florida office. So that's coming soon. S&C Florida Law. No.
What about a podcast?
Love to. Love it. Love it.
I mean, because the two of you, right?
What are we
Seriously,
doing in
I
our
mean,
basement at our office?
Yeah, sure,
we
why
could do it
not?
in the basement in the office.
Hey, look at where I'm
This is
at right now. We
beautiful.
rent.
Beautiful setup.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
come on
hey.
in. The
It'll
water's
look like
warm.
Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Yeah, 4,000 a
Yeah.
month.
Hey, you let us know.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Like the basement. Right? That's the C law basement.
Just have your meat cleaver. in
Remember,
the
like
back.
Tales
Yeah,
of the
it's-
Crypt, the entrance, the
Yeah, of
entering video.
No, I think a podcast would be great. Somewhere where we could kind of do a legal freestyle like this.
Yeah.
Get our names out there. Use those reels. Use that to promote on social media. I think that's the way to go.
What are some things that you would talk about? Right. If you got your stage, you got your
Yeah.
microphones,
Yep.
right? Here we go.
Yep.
Today is day one of the S&C, podcast, right?
Okay.
What do we got? Come on, putting you on the spot, baby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I
let's
think
go.
hot areas of the law. Like, what's hot right now? Cannabis is hot. We could talk about where we came from, where we are. That happened on our last podcast with you and I, where
Yeah.
I came from.
Yep.
And then war stories.
War stories, I think, are
War stories are huge.
that's always
Okay,
because
yep.
I don't know how many times I know when I do, and sometimes consults, client goes, I have this happening to me. I go, all right, I had a case similar to this. This is what the result was. So you have past experience called practice, right?
Yeah.
We've practiced this type of aspect on a different client in a different scenario and different case. Now, this is what similar results are going to look like in your scenario.
Maybe we do live business consultations. Who knows? Maybe we bring on clients and talk about their
that
experience.
shots fired right
Right.
there.
Right.
Something
yeah.
like
I
that.
really, really, really like that. You guys
Yeah.
are up to something. Hey, put in the chat if you'd like to hear a little bit more about that. Chris Crone, 1 hour into 3,000 social media pieces. We provide assets and training. Oh, thanks, Leon. Appreciate that.
How about another thing I would do is I would bring our employees on and they'll see how they love me as a boss and not so much Josh because they're scared of Josh.
Yeah,
And Jordan, you can answer this. Put it in the chat. Tell everybody the truth.
Dude, the HR representative at your firm must.
That was my father.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
Dave, I'm HR.
You're
I'm
HR.
I'm HR.
I thought we
And we have a lot of insurance policies for a reason.
I thought we hired my father as HR.
No. Father was fired. He got canned.
Sorry,
He got
Dad.
Property manager in Florida.
If there's an area of there's an area of law and or business that you guys want to expand into, what is it?
Personal injury?
For legal side of it, or just
Well, let's go with the legal side first.
Personal injury, absolutely.
Injury?
Why?
Big upscale possibilities, money, windfalls, class actions, stuff like that.
It could happen to anybody, right?
Yeah,
Anybody
sure.
could get injured, so it doesn't matter wealthy, not wealthy, small, big, tall, short. It happens to anybody. So, and it's nice because you can help somebody who has suffered a severe accident try to have a little bit of happiness for the rest of their life, if possible.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it's a wrongful death situation, and that's unfortunate as well.
But you know what? Also, the personal injury, you get a bad rap, right? You don't want. You want to be a personal injury attorney, like what you says. You want to help
the
people.
ambulance chaser
you don't wanna
kind
be
of
the
thing.
ambulance
Yeah.
chaser. At the same time, you have to really understand the way business operates, right?
Yep.
How does insurance work? How does commercial general liability policies work? How does a slip and fall work when you're one step on the curb in the business or in the street in the public? Well, guess what? You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you where to fall, but you people understand real quick where the liability lies. Look, we have an office, we have liability. People get hurt on our premise, we're in trouble.
Fall at Josh's property.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. It's different than if you.
What are some risk measures? Okay, you keep talking about insurance. What are some risk measures you can put in place for that? Somebody slips and falls.
Oh, you can have disability insurance. That's the biggest one. That's the most known.
right?
Umbrella,
Also, yeah.
right?
Have an umbrella policy.
Especially if you're a professional like in what we do, you absolutely want disability insurance because my mind is everything, right? If I don't have my mind, doesn't matter what my body is.
100%.
God forbid I lost my limbs, I could still dictate, and there's other ways for me to still practice law. It'd be a little bit inconvenient of what I'm used to, but my mind is where my skill level is.
What? So we're talking. Whatchamacallit? Personal injury, right?
Yeah.
Personal
Right.
injury being one. What else? What other areas that you guys would like to expand your focus?
Well, we touch on cannabis. We touch on wills and trusts. We touch on family law. We touch on real estate. PI is an area we're growing.
Right, civil
PI.
litigation.
Wait,
we're doing
private investigation.
No, personal injury.
Personal injury.
Yeah,
Okay,
we do a lot of civil.
You
litigation.
two is private investigation.
Private investigation.
Oh my God! Could I?
Maybe one of us.
I don't,
Need a mustache and a hat or something. Maybe a pair of glasses or something.
Was it Groucho? What's the
Groucho Marx?
Groucho Marx.
No. I think that's why we've been successful in the first years because we're able to appeal to multiple different types of clients.
Where we overlap a little bit, but we have separate areas of interest and focus, which is nice too. And we have two great associates, and they're awesome, and they are different people entirely with what they knowledge of what they know in the law. So it's great to have that help as well.
What's the goal? Is the goal to become owners but not owner operators? Like, is the goal to have Josh, I see you laugh. Go ahead.
Well, Josh already worked his whole life in the firm 2 years ago.
That's
He doesn't work
it.
anymore. He's already done. He's already retired.
I am absolutely ready for retirement. 100%. Can't argue that. 100%. A cigar and a beer. I'm ready to go.
And golf. Golf.
No doubt.
Sure, golf. We can golf.
Golf. Listen, I got to join you guys on that. You're
Yeah,
gonna smoke me,
absolutely.
but
No.
No, I think the way it is I love doing what I do. Right, it's a passion. I could speak for I believe the both of us. It's passion. Yes. Is it sometimes tiring? Absolutely. Yep. Is it sometimes labor intensive? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we make a great impact on our clientele and what we're trying to do. Over time, obviously, we want to keep growing this. I call it like this machine, right?
Yeah.
Finally,
That's what it is.
We put the machine together.
Sure.
The oil is now in there, and we're starting to turn the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just got to get the machine going on cruise control.
Yep.
And that's happening. We see it more and more. Every month it's a little bit better,
And I think becoming more efficient in our office in the lines of practice is like the next goal. Okay, how do we become more efficient attorneys, as real estate attorneys, as civil litigators, as family law attorneys, as cannabis attorneys?
Define efficiency. I'm interested in that. Like, what do you like? Yeah.
I think profitability, success rate, client interaction, client reviews. I think there's a lot of parts of efficiency that go into it. Look, if Richie and I are batting 1,000 right now, but we're tearing our eyes out and we're going gray, which going
Right.
gray, then
Well,
it's not really efficient,
it's like-
right? You have to do you hire more? Do you get another office space?
So and
What do you
that's
do?
what we had. We had the problem is we were getting so busy, we had to add one body. So Josh was very conservative about it, saying I don't think we should. Josh wanted to open up the office, just him and I. He goes, we could do this ourselves. I said, there's no way.
Let's work in the
I said, I
basement
know,
for the
I
6
know.
months. Yeah,
I said, know the
100%.
clientele that I would probably have following me. There's no way we could do it just you and I. We would need at least one paralegal, if not two. We need an office manager. Josh was very conservative, but he trusted me, and that's why we got to where we were. And then as we went, I said, Josh, I said, Josh, we need an associate. I don't know if we do. We could do this ourselves.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, we need it, and it worked out well. Our clients are happy, and so now, like for instance, like last week, I went to this great function that at Due Process with the YMCA, and I give them back for kids. And even before this, the week before, I said to Josh, I want to do like a clothing drive. We want to do a clothing drive for the office. So we're gonna host one. Probably we're
For
gonna
Thanksgiving area,
probably the week before Thanksgiving.
That's
Give it,
fantastic.
donate it to YMCA, which they need. I know they need a lot of winter coats and stuff, and we're also gonna donate to Lunch Break. They're a local charity in our area.
I
as
know
well.
them well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
for you guys.
participated in their softball
Charity
fundraiser.
event. Yeah.
Usually yearly. I didn't
Couple
make it
strikeouts,
this.
I'm sure.
No, it actually no. It's just like my volleyball skills.
Oh,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. He doesn't know till we had a volleyball fundraiser,
Oh, Lord,
and I said, please, you can't do anything. I carried. How much do you weigh? Because that's what the weight's on my.
So Maverick and Goose, like
No. I'm Maverick because I'm still alive. Yeah. He's definitely
Dave, I
Goose.
think we all know the truth of that one. No comment.
I reserve judgment until I actually see it in person.
But we are doing a fundraiser for in Red Bank, and we're gonna do it kind of close to Thanksgiving because before the cold weather comes for these families in need.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a lot for we spend a lot of hours in the office, spend a lot of hours doing what we do, but we could always do a little bit more, and we want to make sure we help our community out because our community supports what we do, right? And there's not enough to be said about that.
Amen.
So
Amen.
We love volunteering our time. We help the Legal Aid Society out as well, and
Well, we are Infinity. Listen, we are InfinityX.com. Replay, we are InfinityX.com. We are InfinityX YouTube, and on the We Are InfinityX app. And Rich and Josh, you guys are rock stars. Seriously,
Thank you
no,
guys for having
absolutely.
us,
Are
yeah.
you kidding me? You kidding me? This has been the most
We'll be back.
most fun out. I no doubt about
we'll
it.
be
Listen,
back, yeah.
well, there's so many different overlaps in what you guys do and what I do, and what we do here at Epic that synergies, and I mean, we're going to talk about that as we
we're definitely opposites for sure.
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to meet with you guys independently.
Right, definitely.
Yin and yang.
Exactly.
But there's a good balance. There's a good balance. Although oil and water sometimes are always.
But what you guys are up to in the community, like what you're doing from a value add for your clients, the passion that you're putting in, it's obvious, it's real, it's refreshing, and it's something that you folks, you want to pay attention to what these two gentlemen are doing because they're building. Look,
follow what I'm doing. And here's a story. Here's a story that I told on the first podcast, but nobody knows the details because I'm gonna hold off on it.
Lord.
We go to Italy. We're staying in Italy, and we're in law school, and Justice Scalia is teaching our law program.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Justice Scalia he's now passed away, but he was a Supreme Court justice, and he was able to teach our class, which was awesome to learn from a Supreme Court justice. Of course. So Josh and I and two other friends are in this program. No, hang on. Let me tell my story.
I spend embracing the culture. Of the community.
Right. The vino. The vino.
the vino.
The vino de casa.
And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong. Beautiful Montepulciano out there.
So 40 kids in the class. This guy's sleeping like a log by my feet because he has the vino, and I'm participating. So the complete opposites we are, right? And then even in law school. We ran for Senate. That's how we met. Well, actually, Josh didn't like me at first. That's the best part.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah. Wait,
that
yes.
is true. That is true.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you know why? He was threatened by me. He didn't even know it. You laugh. It's the truth. I didn't even know who you were.
Dave,
He's chirping now. He's chirping from.
Dave, let me ask a question.
He's chirping from Long Island in Florida. Nobody knows who you are at this point.
Let me ask a quick question. If you're gonna appear for your first day of law school, which is higher education, What kind of dress attire
Oh.
would you show up to class in?
Business
How about a
appropriate.
wife beater? Would you show up in a white?
No.
Would you show
I
up in a
never.
white
No, I
beater?
never. No,
probably
that's not true.
No, a white Hanes tank top. Would you wear that? I'm sorry.
That's
for the,
not true.
I'm
That
sorry
is
for
not
the
true.
derogatory terminology of the shirt. Would you show up in a white?
That's not
A
true.
white tank top
with
yeah.
a velour coat over it, or a
then-
terry cloth
Wow, now we're
No,
talking.
not
with
terry.
a gym
I never owned a
bag.
terry cloth outfit.
with a gold chain hanging out. I wasn't sure if I was in law school or on Jersey Shore. You know, that's how it all started.
So,
God, you guys.
how about I got a better one for you. Middle of the semester, we're in a class, and we had it was civil, I remember civil procedure. Josh is in the 3 rows behind me. I'm sitting, you know. So the professor cold calls on Josh. Tell me about this, and the story is about some girl in the hospital and whatever it is. Josh goes,
horrifying case.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's about this guy and totally botched every detail.
Right.
But leave it to me. I bust out laughing loud in the class. There's no shame at this point.
Listen, the Socratic method is when the teacher cold calls everybody, and if you're not paying attention for that,
You're
split
screwed,
second,
right?
Completely
Yeah,
screwed.
absolutely,
So,
yeah.
Never happened to me.
It never happened to him. Property law class, Dave. This guy, our teacher was from Wisconsin, and he thought he'd get a couple brownie points by wearing his cheese head Packers hat.
no.
I'm a Green Bay Packer fan.
Oh, you are a Packer
But
fan. Okay.
listen, I root for
Okay,
the
right,
Giants,
right,
root for the
right.
Jets.
Yeah.
But I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. So
Italian
I do have a
from
cheese
New
head.
York.
Rooting
Jersey's
for the
Packer
Jets is
fan.
like trying to break into jail.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
But the professor was he was from Wisconsin. He was a Green Bay fan, so he always wore the tie on Friday.
Grades
So,
weren't doing that great.
oh please,
Hence the cheese head class. Brownie points.
I had my scholarship.
I
until the
actually got to
first
say,
semester.
I admire that. You know, like,
He had a little dirt on his nose, but it's
Hey,
okay.
listen,
You
it
gotta do
works,
your-
you know, yeah.
Shoot your shot.
That's right. Shoot your shot.
Then we had to sit in classroom, and you're supposed to sit every other seat.
No,
There goes Josh sitting right in the
no,
middle.
don't even.
Josh, you're supposed to sit every other seat.
Don't even.
Can't follow any rules. This guy.
There's only so many seats in the class.
Yeah.
There's only so many seats in the class. That's what it is. We'll leave it at that.
Parting shots for the audience. You know, I mean, because like obviously we've had a lot of fun. You know, what you guys are up to in the community is wildly impressive. You know, but last thoughts for the good folks who have been on with us for the last 55 minutes. How do they find you? What are how
for
can
it.
they get involved with your clothing
Yeah,
drive?
yeah.
All the things.
Yep.
Right.
Sure. So again, just for anybody who's looking to be an entrepreneur, take the jump, take the leap. It's scary as anything. Can't lie to you there. We've had a great 10 months and hopefully continued forward success. But it's scary. There's some times that Josh and I look at each other and we don't know, how we're going to pay the electric bill this month. And that's a true story. That happens sometimes.
Light a candle.
Right. You got to light a
Light a
candle.
candle.
Burn
Yeah,
that candle
that's
down so there's no more. Then you turn the
Go
electric
to
back
Costco
on.
and get a whole bunch
Right.
of
But
them.
being a business owner, you
Yeah.
got to make sure your employees
do.
are paid first, your bills are paid before you pay yourself. So that's something you always have to realize. Doing great work, making sure that you could still do what you're great at. Just because being a business owner actually doesn't give you more time to do what you want, it gives you less time. And that's a big part too. So you need to make sure that what you're doing, you're able to either hire staff or have a plan in place, because if you're not making the same money, you can't survive being on your own. But like I said, we're at Sanvenero and Cittadino. We're located in Red Bank, New Jersey.
We're going to be putting up something on our website regarding our clothing drive. We're going to be sending out mailings to local businesses. We're in the process of putting together an advertisement that's going to just direct people to the firm to drop off clothes, sweatshirts, jackets, pants, whatever you could donate. We're greatly appreciative of the YMCA we're partnering with.
Make sure you get that out so I can
and,
put that out.
and
on
we're
social.
at 228 Maple Avenue,
Yeah.
Red Bank, New Jersey, 07701. Our phone number is 732-743-9665. And if you have any questions, the email address you can use is info@thesclawoffice.com. The other thing I did want to say was, excuse me, go ahead. I don't know. I had it.
You're out. You're
I had
out,
it.
out of ammunition.
Yeah.
After the stories about what happened in Italy, like
Yeah.
maybe the wife beater thing was real. Actually.
Oh, that definitely was not real.
I'm just kidding. No, what you guys, but seriously, you guys, I love everything. I love everything you're about. Right. I love your energy.
Appreciate it,
and you're the type guys. You're the type of company that I want to work with. Because you obviously enjoy and have passion for what you do. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave from a parting shot this, right? Launching a business is never easy, right? These guys launched a business at a point where interest rates were about to skyrocket. Inflation is at a 43-year high. Yeah. You need leverage and you need liquidity, right? So DM me also. I do business consulting all the time for aspiring entrepreneurs that are looking to have leverage to reinvest back into their businesses, right? But one thing that you need to take away from what they talked about tonight is that they went into this with a business plan, right? So important. Have a business plan. Study and be a slave to that business plan. Don't be afraid to revise that business plan periodically, but for you to be able to expand in a time when the economy has been as challenging as it has been is a testament to these two guys. And so I really want to congratulate the two of you on everything that you guys are the men. Seriously, I really
absolutely.
have enjoyed
And Dave, just so the audience knows, we do speak Spanish there. So if anybody cannot understand English language, we have no problem trying to help them out. So
that's
Listen,
and you don't. And by
because
the
I
way,
know
you don't
that's
see that
a
all
problem
the time.
too. Some people,
it's a big
they,
problem.
Absolutely.
They don't know how to communicate. They can't communicate with your language. So we made sure we have the ability to communicate with them if they need. So we do have Spanish-speaking
And Richie
attorneys.
speaks
as
very
well.
broken Italian. So he can help you there.
Another quick story. I led
Arrivederci.
our class in Italy when we got
Yeah,
there.
of course you
That's
did,
a true
yeah.
story.
Down
Pictures
a
on that.
hill into a dark cave, into a dark ravine somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, to near death.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, he led us to death.
Did I ever tell you Josh got pickpocketed in Italy?
I did.
No.
I did.
Oh yeah, wait.
I know.
You want to
I
laugh?
hear that's more common than
No,
This Italian
this is a
man
great
was
story.
very slick.
Oh,
Very slick.
what happened?
He
Well,
preyed on people at the cab station at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Prayed. Josh is almost 6 foot tall.
No.
Prayed on Josh.
I was a target.
Yeah.
I was a target.
Yeah.
I was wearing my American flag T-shirt. I must have been.
Oh, dude. Oh,
recognized.
Josh. Oh,
And Josh's mother
Josh
calls me and
Yes,
goes, "You
yes.
need you to take care of my son." And guess who took care? I said, "I didn't realize this was a lifetime adventure." I had to take care of him.
Hey, he bankrolled me then. He's bankrolling
bankrolling
me
you
now.
now,
It's a beautiful
that's
thing.
it.
I think I got the sweet end of the bargain here. I'm not gonna lie. And
You guys are
appreciate it.
you guys are rock
guys,
stars.
thank you very much for having us. Sanvenero Cittadino.
Absolutely. Sanvenero Cittadino. Give them a call. Folks, we are Infinity X. We bring a stage and a microphone to human excellence every Tuesday. Not next Tuesday. We actually have the week off next Tuesday because we're going to be doing some traveling. But 2 weeks from now, we are returning with another megapreneur, somebody that you want to pay attention to that's going to be on We Are Infinity X's stage. Replay weareinfinityx.com. We Are Infinity X YouTube and on the We Are Infinity X app. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending some time with us this evening. As always, it's my honor, and we'll see you in 2 Tuesdays from now on another episode of We Are Infinity X.
Thanks,
Have a
Dave.
nice night.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Yep.